big moment for me, and I'd like to share this with you. So now, to make it official, I present to you the Tonight Show marquee. Here we go. Let's light it up, boys. 3, 2, 1. Let's start the show.
I say, how you doing today? How are you doing today? It's your favorite rapper's favorite rapper, the best fan writer and director in St. Louis, Facts Award winner, published author, actor, journalist, actor, business owner, nominated Hollywood music artist, #1 bestseller, battle rapper, service of the year recipient, Lacey G. Soldier Turner. Who raised these niggas? Who raised them? Give me some more accolades. But this is UnCensor The Conversation podcast. We are live right now. We on YouTube. We on Facebook, Instagram. If you do not catch us today, you can catch us tomorrow on wherever you listen to your podcast. That's iHeartRadio, Amazon, Apple, Spotify, Porn, OnlyFans. I don't know if we on none of them things up in this film. I don't know if we on Pornhub or OnlyFans, but we on all the other, or every other place you listen to your podcast. But we about to get into another crazy show. Y'all know how we do, man. So first up, we got radio personality from What's the Word Radio and a list of other things she do. We got Miss Busy Boss in the building.
It's your girl, Miss Busy Boss, with those relationship thoughts. I want to say happy Monday. Let's get it.
All right, and then we just got the person. Y'all know she just dropped out. She been selling perfume. She thinks she got more subscribers than me, but she be cheating. We got Tara Michelle.
You just can't stop hating. That's all them accolades. Anybody tried to jump on none of your stuff, and you just cannot give me my stuff. That's sad. Hi, everybody. Happy Monday. Let's have a great show. I should be home in about 15 minutes.
Who raised these? All right, and then we got backstory. Rick, she got all the backstories from Lil Pookie them. We got backstory Ricky in the house.
I have all the stories on everything worldwide, not just Pookie now.
I told you.
Let's get this
Hey. Then we got my boy, y'all already know, Fashion Man. He be spitting them bars. Y'all heard the freaky tales from Too Short. There you go, hear the freaky tales from Gateway Louis up in the building.
What it do, man? This Gateway Louis, man. Catch up, man. We outside.
Bars. And then we got my boy, y'all already know. If you want to learn how to fly a plane, all you got to do is go to the east side of holla at KJ up in the building.
What's going on, everybody? Glad to be here. Excited for this Monday. Ready to spread some wisdom. Hopefully open up, show you, make you look at things a different way.
Indeed. And Tone to be with us. I don't know. Tone is probably somewhere high than a mug. Can he get high? He was telling me he went to some cannabis convention this weekend. He was like, he talking about something. He finna have to go to the bank and take out a loan because he's gonna go back again. He'll tell y'all about it. But we finna get into this first topic. So it says, what meal did your family serve when you were a kid that you absolutely hated and you never eaten since you've grown up? Ricky.
I think we had this question before. I am being traumatized.
Oh my God.
I refuse. I don't care. I will not eat the fucking beans. I'm being traumatized. I won't do it. Shout out to my grandma, RIP to her, but fuck you.
What kind of beans?
Listen, I don't want to see a lima bean, a great northern bean, a white bean, a red bean.
Right.
What kind of bean? I don't want a bean with nothing in it. Get my chili with no beans.
Right.
I am being traumatized. I ate beans every day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner for an entire fucking summer. And the crazy part is my mama was buying groceries. My mama was bringing steaks and all of this crap, right? She was giving us beans, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. RIP to my grandma. I love her dearly, but yeah, that was foul, bro.
That was fine. But that
I
being
need some
said,
beans and cornbread.
Yeah, fuck that.
Jacob Anderson said, "Peace, family. Salute to you, bro."
Beans belong in the trash.
All right, Louis.
I'm on Ricky Wave. It was pork and beans and hot dogs when you leave. Like, yeah, I'm cool. Like, don't give me like I don't want to see no pork and bean and hot dog. Just even the thought of it just don't even, you know. Yeah. So that was the ghetto meal. You know what I'm saying? That was that when everything all you back up against the wall, you better believe it's some pork and beans in there, and you most definitely could have afforded some hot dogs. So, you know. That was every time I came for the summer, auntie and uncle crib. You gotta, you know, yeah, it was hard times, boy.
All right,
But them,
Stacey.
I'm gonna say liver. Oh my god, like ugh. I just the thought of it. No, liver is when people
What made you
say,
eat that as a kid?
yeah, that's
yeah,
that's
they
short.
made
Get
me
your
eat that
grandmama
as a
house,
kid.
liver and
And
onions.
look,
Yeah.
No, shut up.
we had this dog. He used to sit, his name was Boogie. He used to sit up on the table. I used to try to give him the food. And he used to try to tell on me because then he'll start jumping up for more. I was like, you're not supposed to do that.
They said,
So,
I'm about to call CPS on them for you because that's just fine.
yes.
All right,
Well, call for me too, because I definitely had liver and onions. I'm gonna go. This is gonna be breakfast. I'm gonna go with pancakes, and I still to this day cannot eat pancakes because
hey,
that vile woman.
hey, this
No, look,
nigga.
that vile woman would make pancakes that were like thicker than a brick, and they were not done on the inside. So you would bite into it, and it just be all mixed. I
Oh,
can't
that
get
was some
over it. I've
uncooked
tried to get
biscuits.
over it. Right, I tried to get over it. It doesn't work. You will not ever catch me eating no pancakes.
Wait,
Tara,
wait. I
I
have
am
a
so
pancake
sorry.
story.
I'm so sorry about that. But Tara, she just couldn't cook. That's all.
That's
That's it.
exactly
She just
what
couldn't
it
cook.
Wait,
Don't
was.
wait, wait,
all
wait. I have a story.
accountable for
I
one
have a
person that
story.
couldn't cook.
I have a story about pancake y'all. So, like when me and Lacey first started dating, right? I made him some pancakes, and I I was out of the mix I usually use, so I had some Dollar Brand pancake mix. I made it. He was like, "What the hell is this?" It was hard as hell. It was nasty, and I was trying to, make it do what it do.
Like, what it was looked like felt like a frisbee up in his. I was like, who raised this nigga? Who raised him? All right. What about you, KJ?
Look, we went through that hot dog phase too. My mama dated this. He was a policeman, and his second shift he would work at Snooks, and he would bring home stuff, and I swear it was just packs of hot dogs. I had hot dogs and green beans, hot dogs and eggs, hot
Oh,
dogs and potatoes, hot dogs and everything. I can't eat that. But now what's bigger than the hot dogs is like my grandfather grew up eating game food. So he would come home with like a whole possum or a whole rabbit and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So that and I like right now, I don't even want to see it. They still had the eyes on it. You know, it still
A
was
possum though, a possum though.
man, a possum. I
I
ain't lying.
like. I understand a rabbit. My grandma and them used to mess with rabbits, but the possums
The
though.
whole eyes. It look being the wrap it up
Yeah,
in a
they
newspaper
savage
bag.
mode.
He said savage, bro.
Yeah,
He was a country boy. He was from Poplar Grove
I'm
Hill.
talking about
Yeah, he was
the
straight country.
country.
He been
Yeah, I
look.
already know.
Let a deer be on the side of the
what
road.
about chicken feet? Have you ever had like
Chicken
chicken
Oh
feet?
feet,
yeah.
frog legs,
I wish I
long
would eat somebody's
alligator.
feet. You got me messed up.
That's that soft stuff.
My sister husband, he makes rice. He's in Africa, and he put like chicken feet and stuff. He eat the fish eyes and everything.
Yeah,
I was like, mm-mm.
These people out here
yeah,
be
that's
eating
too much for
raccoon
me.
and squirrel. Look, you eat that stuff when it's the end of the world and it's hard times. I ain't finna willingly eat
Right.
no raccoon.
Yeah.
All right, man. Let me go
It
to
was
this
a
next
country.
one, y'all. Somebody wanted to try to cover this comment on it. It said teaching kids to ignore bullies isn't always the answer. We must teach kids to stand up for themselves effectively while staying safe. What life skills do you think are most important for kids to learn? Tara.
Really, bro? I think self-confidence, and they have to know they have parents who they can communicate with. Y'all know we went through this, and I rolled up on the little boy mama because the school wasn't doing it. And that's when things, after the Christmas concert, because I don't play them type of games with my kids. And then I had to have a conversation with my son and say, you've tried to be nice. You let this dude get away with a lot. At this point, next time he hits you, you better lay him out. And I don't condone violence, especially with kids. But my son went through hell for 3 years with the same stupid little boy. And so when you call the schools and the principals and the counselors and nobody's doing anything, it's self-defense at that point. Next time he touch you, lay him out. So because I had that open line of communication with my son, he understood. There's no reach out. Mommy's not good. You're not gonna be in trouble here. You know what I'm saying? Mommy got your back regardless. But you definitely have to make sure your kids can come to you and talk. Because when they feel like they have nowhere to go, that's when you see them unaliving themselves. So I'm going to say open communication with the parent and self-confidence to know that they don't deserve to be treated like that. They got to know their self-worth.
Right, KJ.
You know, me and my brother, I got a brother who's 42. We was talking about that subject this weekend. You know, and it's tough, you know, because the times we growing up in now, you know, it's and all the time it's, you know, when you grow up in some environments, it's more violent than others, and so the kids have to learn how to adjust in some type of way, so they don't be afraid while they going to school. You know, like I said, just basic thing. You know, somebody being bullied by somebody and they're afraid just to go to school, they end up crashing out. And now it's more difficult because kids aren't taught to fight. They not taught to lose. When I came up, we fought and then shake hands after somebody been broke up afterwards. Now ain't nobody even breaking up the fight. They trying to kill somebody. Or if you want to bust their head open, the fight over with. You got them on the ground. You can prove your point. Move your way. No, they trying. And then if they lose, now they trying to go get a gun and trying to come back, and they done crashed out. You know. But to answer the question, just to go back, you know, you got to do things that's going to give that kid confidence. If you got a boy, he needs to be in some type of sports. If you don't have a man around, or teach him how to defend himself. You know, knowing how to defend yourself and being confident that you can hold your own is so valuable to a man. You know, being able to go and feel like I ain't gonna get punked by nobody. And if I do get into a fight, I'm just gonna get into a fight. It's what's gonna happen. I ain't even gotta be mad. We gonna fight. But you know, being afraid, you know, and not having nobody to go to. I think Tara brought up, you know, having an open communication, because you hate when parents get involved, you know, because then you never know how somebody's gonna get involved. You know, Tara may be educated, but she'll step up, she'll talk to somebody. Now they ready to crash out. I'll stop right there. Somebody else can add on.
All right, Louis.
Yeah, my saying to them was same saying that I live by. I ain't looking for no trouble, but I damn sure ain't ducking none. You know what I'm saying? So I'ma do me. I'ma stay in my lane, and you do you. You cross over into my lane. I'ma stand for what I believe in, and I pray that you do the same. And whatever happened behind it, it was meant to happen in the first place. So I can only stand on my principle. I think that we have to teach the youth how to be themselves and how to find themselves and how to be themselves, and then that way you know if it's time to defend yourself or if it's time to walk away. Because sometimes I think it's a thin line and people don't know how to like figure them blur lines out. So they'll just act on not knowing. But if you getting preyed upon, you better fight back. You better not let nobody pick on you and just do that because you dead anyway. So because not every day you come to school, you dead inside. You don't even want to partake in school. You don't want to do none of the events because you fearful for going to school now. You can't even, now your mama got to be coming up there every day. Your daddy got to be walking. Like, don't nobody want to be going to school like that. So you might as well stand up for yourself, but you got to also learn how to effectively communicate. You got to know how to, because sometimes things can be talked, you know, it can be talked out instead of just responding to it, you know. And so if kids learn how to like communicate better, I feel like that you wouldn't have as many problems. So that would say the skill that I would say that they need.
All right, Stacey.
Well, he took it right out of my mouth. I was going to say that kids suffer in silence. A lot of them do. So they need to have effective communication, you know, learn how to do public speaking and talk it out, but not only talk it out, tell. Hell, don't suffer in silence, you know, let somebody know what's going on. It's too many bullies out here, and they get away with everything. But if somebody know, 9 times out of 10, somebody's going to help. So don't just suffer in silence. Tell somebody what's going on. Teachers, your parents, your siblings, everybody. Let us talk it out. Or tell somebody, there's too many kids dealing with social anxiety and everything, want to be standoffish and all of that because they're scared. They're afraid to, be among their peers because of being bullied and all of that. So tell somebody that part.
All right, Ricky.
I'm a firm believer in do unto others as you want done to you. I come from a my kids gonna fuck you up era, so try it if you want to. I don't always think that that's the answer because they will get into young adulthood and still think that that is the answer, and violence is not always the answer. But sometimes you just got to meet people where they at. I'm not gonna lie to you. Sometimes you just have to. I definitely no. I definitely taught my kids, like even in school, I said, listen, your job is not to try to fight all your battles. Your job is to make sure that you have told at least 3 different adults in your school. I don't care if it's a counselor, a principal, another teacher. I don't give a fuck who it is, but you have to have told 3 adults in your school and give them the opportunity to handle the situation. Once you've done that and it's still not handled, and you're still going through stuff, that's when mama can come to school and clown. I got this. Don't worry about it. But you have to give people the opportunity to try to correct the situation. I think a lot of times people think people just know. We don't know. I think part of the problem is, like Stacey said, a lot of kids do suffer in silence because a lot of kids use the I'm okay or I'm all right and they wear a smile and people think that everything is okay and all right. Fuck that. I'm going through phones. We're finna figure out what's really going on because it's something you're not telling. And you want your kids to have that level of communication with you where they're open enough to have these conversations. Like, hey, how was your day today? Did anything happen? Was anybody bothering you? Because I'm definitely one of them parents where I'm on whatever you want. So what we doing? What we doing here?
All right, let's get to this next topic.
Fellas, if you don't ever believe anything that I tell you on this app, at least believe this. Before going on a date, if a girl hints that she needs her nails done, needs a bill paid, or need any type of thing that has monetary value to it in order to take her out, she does not like you. Again, if a woman is saying that she needs you to take care of something financially before you can take her on the date, which it's her privilege to be able to go on a date with you, she does not like you. I need y'all to start understanding that if a girl really likes you, if a woman really likes you, you really don't have to do all these tricks and jumping through hoops and whatnot. You think about it, there's a reason why some girls let you smash on the first night. So, with that being said, as soon as a girl is saying something like that, stop talking to women that don't like y'all. I'm sick of scrolling and seeing these stories where men be like, yeah, she asked me for this. Why are you even continuing the conversation? She don't like you.
All right,
I thought we saw that one or did that one or something.
Who you say?
Tara.
She's spitting all facts.
Hold on, Tara. Let me read this bullying from the last before we go. Lumby said bullying is a big problem. You don't always win by fighting back, but you win if you let people know you're being bullied and ask those who are with you to walk with you rather than alone and have those bullies be disciplined. All right, go ahead.
I think that she's spitting facts. I can't believe that we would need to tell a grown man this though, but you do. You have a lot of men out here who will do everything for a woman and she end up not going out with him. She'll cancel the date. So yes, what she said is true. Gentlemen, no woman should be desiring you to do anything for her before you guys have committed to each other. To be honest, for real, with the way the economy is, she should be offering to go Dutch. You can tell her no, but it's the, women, let me ask y'all the question. What's wrong with saying, hey, I got this? What's wrong with paying for a date? What's wrong with a woman paying for a date? Especially if you know you ain't gonna talk to them afterwards. You know you don't like them. Hey, let's go Dutch, or I got this. Thanks for the time, but I'm done. I think we need to move a little differently. And fellas, y'all gotta stop letting these girls get over on y'all. She ain't that fine that you need to spend hundreds of dollars with no guarantee that you're gonna get anything back. And I'm not saying if he spent hundreds of dollars, he deserved it, but you know he expecting it. So let's stop playing with people.
Blue said he out on bond. Go ahead, Ricky.
Oh my God.
Not on bond, but okay. Missed that. Couple of things. I agree that she was saying stuff that's very accurate. That does not mean that the female does not like you. However, depending on where we're going, if I'm not up to par for said event, then I'm not going to be like, I want to go still. That doesn't mean that I don't like you. That means that I care about my appearance and our first impression on us going out. I'm not going to show up going out in an afro when all you've ever seen me in is braids and weaves. And then I show up in an afro, and then you're like, oh my God, I've been catfished because you're now seeing me in a natural state. I'm just saying that this happens a lot of fucking times. Not with me, because I don't have them problems. Because no matter if I'm wearing my real hair or extensions, whatever. I'm just saying that I can understand, but I'm not expecting a man to pay for shit. If I can't afford to get my hair or nails done, I just want to reiterate that. If I cannot afford to get my hair and nails done, guess what we're doing? We're going out when I can afford to get this shit done. Because I'm going to come looking my best, and I want you to come looking your best. And sometimes my best may be fucking sweatpants and a t-shirt because that's how I'm feeling today. So if you're cool with that, then I'm cool with that. I just want you to understand that I'm going to forever always be me. And it is a lot of females that's like, oh, if you don't get my nails done and my hair done and do this and we got to go on a $500 date, then we can't go on a date. Well, bitch, guess you're going to be sitting in the living room looking for another one because my son will never.
I know that's right. I know that's right.
I don't understand that logic. That shit is just stupid as fuck to me. I gotta pay you.
But you know what, Ricky, to what you said though, these same women that treat these men like this would raise their sons to never let a female do it to them. So why is it okay for you to do it, but you won't let your son get done that way?
Yeah, no, it's not happening. Again, so like my nails was like $100. I pay for my own nails, but that was never mind. I get my nails and feet done. I pay for that myself. I don't expect you to come in paying for this stuff. I don't expect you to pay for something for me to go out and hang out with you, because the more I like you, I don't care if it's us fixing a fucking lock on your door. I'm going to be over there fixing a lock on your door, telling you, hey, hold on, line this up right, because this ain't right. Bro, where's your Phillips? You got a flathead. Like, come on, we got to get this shit together.
Let them know, Ricky.
All of these different damn screwdrivers, nigga, get the one that got the motherfucking retractable ports on it. What the fuck is we doing? No, but for real, I'm just saying, the more a female likes you, it doesn't matter what the date is. It doesn't matter, because if she likes you for real, she's going to be okay with it.
Yep.
All
Well,
right.
I mean, hey, of course I do my own hair, all of that. So, but my thing is, I wish that my son, he's one that wants and dine these females. He'll fly you out, do all kind of stuff. I just wish I can kind of get him to stop, you know? And since I've owned so many salons and things, he like, if he go get the girl, he'll go buy the bundles and stuff and know what bundles to buy, the good stuff, you know what I'm saying? So it's like, boy, would you just stop? Sometimes I'd be like, hey, that's why you be broke, you know, and then you be, you know, trying to re-up and all that. Stop it. But that's him. He loves the wine and dine females and things and all that, and he keeps up himself too, though, because he would be in the nail shop getting the manicure and stuff before I would be like, Mama, where you at? You know, like, I'm on my way. But yeah, a lot of women, though, if they're just trying to use men, I just really don't think it's right. It's not. You know, it's a lot of women out here to teach their daughters to do that too, though. You know, they be like, if they can't pay for you to do this, you don't need to be with them and stuff. No, be independent, because the man is not going to always be there for you, you know? And, you know, I tell women, I've experienced a lot or been around a lot of women who's married and then a husband walk away and they don't know what to do, like even how to pay bills and things. They're like, oh, I gotta start doing this and blah, but he used to be this. No, you should have been learning that a long time ago, being independent and stuff. No. So yeah, y'all females, y'all got to do better. That part.
Blue said, yeah, I mentioned bully, and I thought y'all was talking about the dude that stabbed the white boy. Oh, that's why he said he was out on bond. That I chimed in at the end of the last topic. My
I
bad.
hope you get out.
Yeah, free Carmelo. That was self-defense.
Gumby said, yes, just be you. If the man have a problem with that, they're not for you. Be you. And Teresa said, hello, wonderful people. All right, go Louie Lou.
First and foremost, I just want to give all my illustrious Nubian queens all their crowns, man, because I feel like that when y'all speak for women, especially sisters of our generation, and just giving different perspectives and just not going with the easy norm, and just making a standard. You know what I mean? I most definitely agree with everything that the video, with everything that she was saying. I experienced both sides of every angle of the situation that she explained. I experienced every situation where it was, baby, the girl not liking you like you thought she liked you, whether all the above. So I know exactly what she talking about. So I only like who like me. I don't really look to like nobody else. I don't even think I will be compatible with somebody who don't like me, because I feel like, and even for me to be able to mesh with you, I have to know that you like me, because you can be lustful for a person, but that don't mean that you really like the person. You know what I'm saying? Also, I also feel like when it comes to dating, I feel like that you should kind of like put that in perspective, because I don't feel like that just because I like you that I should go take you on this whole extravagant date and do all of this just for you to just look pretty and act sophisticated in my presence. I don't care about all that. All that's fake to me anyway. I want to get to know like the essence and the core of who you are as a person. That way I can decide on how I want to invest into you. I don't think that you should get the whole reward out the gate and then I'm trying to impress you to make you like decide it, because that's fake. That ain't, we not finna do this every single day all day. We first of all, we gotta talk, get to somewhere, okay, we kind of line up, okay, whatever. Then we can lay out some red carpet, whatever, if that's how it is. But I'm not caught on that type of stuff.
All right, KJ.
I think as the lady said earlier, social media plays a big part now into the who is mentoring the young ladies of today, or women period, and even men, to what they think a relationship is supposed to be. They're watching
Rappers.
Southern hip hop, Atlanta, and they think Scrappy and Bambi is relationship goals.
I hope not. They divorced.
That's what I'm saying though. But they show up together. They still rocking together. This fantasy world, and like Lou spoke about, the biggest thing, you're doing yourself a disservice if you're not gonna do that every day as a man. You're doing yourself a disservice because you don't know who you date. You don't know if this person really like you. And like the lady said, if she like you, she gonna figure it out. She gonna want to get her own hair and stuff done the first time to make sure she up the par, that she can pull stuff, that she can pull it off. If the first date she needs your help to figure out just the first date, that's telling you right there as a man. Remember we talked about a couple of weeks ago, making sure you dating a person that's gonna complement what you're trying to do. So if you got somebody and they can't put the first date together, that person ain't ready to date. They ain't ready for the next one.
They shouldn't be dating at all, actually.
Right. What is our everyday gonna look like? Can we watch the same? Do we like the same shows? You know, do you talk? You know, are we smoking? Are you the talker and I'm the quiet one? Or you know, we gonna get on each other's nerves? Do you
Gotta know each other.
got on just an everyday basis? You know,
Yeah.
and like
And
you
you
said,
don't need a man to spend money to get to know. I've had great relationships, and the man has never paid for my nails to be done or my hair. Well, first of all, I get in the shower, wash my hair, and just let it air dry throughout the day. I'm definitely a natural wash and go girl. But I've never had a man offer to do those things, or I've never asked one to do them. And my life has not been made miserable by that. So we got to stop pretending like we need dudes to do all of
That's a
these things
want.
for us.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on now.
you know, now when I was married, my wife said, "Hey, I want to go do
Which
this."
time?
Go ahead. Both times.
The shade and the pettiness.
Both times. Look, both
Hey, but
times.
ain't
And the
nothing
one that's
wrong.
lived with me.
Ain't
They
nothing
said,
wrong
"Hey,
with
I want to go do
reaching
this."
for a
You know,
woman
okay,
though.
go
You
ahead,
know,
do it. You know,
yeah.
we
Ain't nothing
going
wrong
out
with looking
tonight.
out
Yeah,
for a
go ahead.
woman, man. It's just you
So
want to
we
make sure you
invested
ain't being
together.
used.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
I
Yeah.
the
think
first
it's
date,
great if he can. And I think it's
Yeah.
even better if he offers and you ain't got to ask. But on the
ladies,
first date to say, I can't go nowhere with you unless you do this, bye.
ladies,
Yeah.
She is
I'm
not the
tell
one
you
for
something
you.
right now. Any man you want to impress out there, any man, buy him a drink when you see him.
Ooh wee.
That's let me tell
Hey,
you something. That
you got him.
absolutely works.
You want a man
You
to
got
say,
him.
Oh, that works.
"Oh my, what?"
Yes, exactly. They be astonished. I pulled that move before and wasn't even interested. I just wanted to see that look on his face. Sometimes it feels good to make a black man smile and keep
Hey,
going
you
about
know
your
what he gonna
business.
say? Hey KJ, you know what he gonna say? She the one, man.
All right, man.
I'm telling you.
We be clutching our purses, bitch. So I'm like, "Oh damn, okay."
let me go to this next topic. Let me go.
Delusional. You gotta meet me where I'm at. If you don't meet me where I'm at, that means you faking. You in this shit for somebody. I ain't who you want. If you want me to be somebody else, I'm not who you want. I done had women call me a hoe ass nigga because I want to do some hoe shit.
No, facts.
That's just what it is.
Facts.
Most of these women, like, we can get into a conversation right now. I have conversations with all my homegirls and shit. They say a nigga sassy because he lay down law.
Because you establish what you're not going
But if
for.
I don't got nothing to say, now I'm emotionally withdrawn. What do you do?
Be yourself.
Be yourself and find somebody who like
Be
that.
yourself. That's it.
Let me say this, bro. And it's gonna sound ignorant. If I change something for you, I'm really faking you out because that's who I am.
That makes sense too.
If I change something for you, I'm faking you. So a nigga know, like, if you tell me some shit like you changing, like I'll let Shantae be who she wanna be so I can know what she wanna do.
Yeah.
And I love that person.
If they fuck with you, they just gon' do it just because. You get what I'm saying?
Niggas so simple.
All right, Louis.
He said niggas is so simple. That's a lie. But go ahead.
Man, listen. I check dude out from time to time, just a clip. I really ain't big on watching everybody whole thing or whatever, but I feel like that too. Like that's kind of like what I was saying. Like it's not that you don't change for the betterment to make that person better and make yourself better, but it's that if I'm coming with this fake facade, oh, I'm the man, I got millions of dollars, and you will never have to worry about nothing, baby. Look, I got you what you want, do, and then you realize this. Whatever he just did, he just pretty much emptied out his whole account. That was just a fake, just to wheel you in. But that ain't even really the forte. Really, he should have been taking that and investing it and doing something else with it to be able to secure himself. But he changing all of these things to try to suit you. But really, it ain't really who he is. And a lot of times, women go for the fool's gold. You know, they think that just because a person say baby, or just because a person buy them a gift, or just because a person take them out on a date, but you gotta understand, he might have the finances to where that ain't nothing. That little 300, 400, 500 that he just spent on you, he could have wiped his butt with that and didn't miss it. You know what I'm saying? So you placing value on something that somebody don't even really care about. You know what I'm saying? So just we gotta always try to strive to be our authentic self in any type of relationship when we deal with people. And I feel like every time that you be your authentic self in any type of setting, it's always gonna be what it's supposed to be, whether it work in your favor or it doesn't, because you is your true self. So that's my advice.
All right, KJ.
Let me hear everybody else.
Okay.
Because I didn't hear exactly. He didn't say what the real issue was, what he was asked to change.
I got
So
you.
I'm kind of.
I got you. Go ahead, Sarah.
I can agree that a person should not be asking someone to change who they are fundamentally at their foundation. like a type of man he is and what his morals are and his convictions. But Louis hit the nail on the head. When you get with someone, everybody gonna be doing some changing because you taking two individual people and y'all are coming together to make this thing work. If you used to be the dude that didn't come home to 7 o'clock every day because you was out partying with the fellas and playing the game 24/7, you can't have a woman and not give her no time. So it's gonna be some things you gotta reel in a little bit. You ain't gotta stop altogether, but you gotta, rearrange some things. Or if you was type of dude, or when she got you was living in your mama basement and you didn't care about working and you told her, oh, I want to be a better man and you go get a job. When y'all move in together, you can't quit that job and start treating her like you treated your mom stuff. So it's certain things that a person can ask of you that you should be willing to do if you're willing to be in a relationship. However, this goes back to liking a person. You shouldn't be with nobody if you got to change everything about them. That you want something ready made, like they did on Black Mirror that season with the android that she was screwing because her husband died. This ain't build a dude. This ain't that. So you need to get with somebody who you like foundationally, fundamentally, in his spirit and his soul. And the rest is gonna happen naturally. But I do agree with what he was saying. You can't get with nobody and tell them they can't be who they was when you met them. That's like Kanye West. We tried to tell Kim to put some clothes on. She was doing this when you met her. No, she's not gonna put no clothes on. It's not how she make her money. So yeah, I agree.
Hey, Stacey.
So I feel like what you like about the person, so like when you coming into a relationship, you must like something that they stand for. What you wouldn't say, okay, I'm with you, So you gotta like the person that you're with. But if there's some like if he have toxic ways or anything that like suspect, you need to make sure they do some changing. You need to make sure they do some changing or leave them. I'm talking, but thank you. You need to make sure they do the change or leave that part. So I would agree with that. But my thing is, you must not really like them if you're trying to get them to wholeheartedly change with everything, Like you can't really make a person change if they don't want to also. So you got to make it what it is. Make it make sense. That part.
Hey, Ricky.
Jeez.
So I kind of felt what light skin said. He was like, I just need to know what it is he's talking about changing because bruh be saying some stuff and I don't agree with a lot of stuff he's saying. He like, you can't expect me to change. Okay, well stay the same motherfucker you is. You ain't gonna never get nowhere. You should be changing every day to become a better version of whatever the fuck you was yesterday. Doesn't mean that I want you to change everything that makes you. But me saying that you need to change some things is me pointing out some things that I see. And if you're talking about you trying to be the man for me, I should be able to have these conversations with you like, hey, I don't like it when you do X, Y, Z.
Hey, Ricky. Before you finish, Blue said, I'm lost. Are men the only ones that got to change? Because I always heard he going to change for the woman he wants. So are the women already relationship ready? I need answers.
Yeah, we relationship.
That's a totally different question from what we're talking about. We don't do that on the show.
I like
It's
the
the
way you
fellas
said
that are
that.
one-sided on this show. We don't do that on this show. Ricky, I can't. Is KJ light skin? Is that who you talking about?
Yeah, he know that. KJ be giving some light skin.
Talk that shit, Blue. Talk that shit, Blue.
KJ be giving
Nah, we don't ignore that comment.
Blue, hooray.
Blue, what we're saying is we get enough stuff for what women need to do better. Now this one is
Thank
about
you.
let's keep it on topic, okay? All right.
Absolutely.
No, but for real, a person, it doesn't matter their gender, is going to change for somebody that they actually want to be with. If it's stuff that I do, like when I'm with certain people, I don't have to raise my voice and talk to them crazy. Other people, I got to raise my voice and talk to them crazy because that's what they like. I don't know, it's weird as shit, but in retrospect, not like seriously though, like that was just a joke, people. That was a joke.
I got it.
But seriously, if you really want to make something work with somebody because you feel like y'all will be compatible and this is something you see in a future with, somebody you see in a future with, then you're going to make those changes. You're going to change. You're not going to be the same person you were when you met them. Y'all are supposed to be growing and elevating. You can't do that being the same person. A flower can't blossom unless it changes. A butterfly not gonna ever get there unless it fucking changes. You have to change.
Good job, Ricky. Good job.
There's no way that you're gonna sit here and tell me that because she asked you to do it, or she's telling. Let me say ask, because she's asking you that it's certain things that you do that she doesn't like, that she's trying to change who you are. If you feel like somebody's trying to change who you are, then you might want to start evaluating the type of people that you're interested in.
And Blue, stay out the comments.
Because the people you're interested in is a reflection of you. It's just as simple.
I agree.
All right, KJ.
Yeah, so Ricky kind of hit on it. You know, one thing I learned: people are who they are. So the person that you meet, you know, they who they are. You know, if they're at a certain level, I don't know if he's talking about she wants him to act different in different environments, or what is it? You know, like somebody mentioned, you know, he used to being out all the time, and now he want to be in a serious relationship. So, you know, what is he supposed to change? Like, we feel like, well, I'm supposed to be in the streets. Well, if you're trying to be in the streets, you ain't trying to be that man for that woman. You ain't trying to be in that relationship, you know, so that's a different thing. But my advice is the person that you meet, whatever level they on, now if they trying to achieve something, okay, they working towards something. They working on themselves. But if they where they at and they cool with where they at, that's them. Don't try to change them.
Bro, okay, they said, and that's it.
That's it.
All right. Hold on a second.
You can't make people go with you. Sometimes you got to go by yourself and see if they follow.
Hold on, let's get Louis back in here. Hold on. Back, Louis.
Yep.
All right. Here go the next topic.
Women
Praise
have
God.
a hard time taking responsibility. We have a hard time being shown ourselves. And I've come to realize that women are very, very prideful. Like, men have egos, but women are very prideful. And the reason why we have a hard time being shown who we are is because the opposite of pride is shame. And we don't want to feel that shame because it is very painful. Wow. But let me tell you something. You have nothing to be shameful about simply because you're imperfect. We are all imperfect. One of the best gifts you can give your husband is when he says, babe, this is how I'm feeling. This is what I see in you. This is where you can improve. This is the adjustments I think that you can make, is to sit back and think about it and then say, you know what, babe, I can see where I could do better in that area. I'm sorry for making you feel that way. I don't want you to feel that way, right? Eat it, because that's going to give you the relationship you're actually fighting for.
Ricky,
Simple.
Ricky, you tapped in, Ricky?
And
Are
that
you focused?
beautiful young lady said that. Thank you, young lady.
Wow.
Go ahead, Ricky.
You would say that as you like you don't see me over here going in. Look, I agreed 100% because don't tell me what to do.
She was just talking about that. No.
No.
Oh my God.
That's the reason why I just said that. I couldn't help it. No, but seriously, I do like, I get it, because women are like that. Women, girls, just a female species. We are 100% like that. We don't like to be corrected because we feel like we right. However you want to try to dress it up, we just feel like we right. And sometimes it's from a place of trauma on why we respond that way. We respond that way because it's from a place of trauma. Nobody likes to be critiqued. People take the critiques as criticism, and depending on how you say it, it may come off, because women, then this is when we play that emotional card. Women are overly emotional when their man is trying to correct them, because it's like, no, wait, what? I did something wrong? Not me. I agree with that video 100%, but I have been working on it a little bit.
A little bit.
I'm not going to sit here and lie and say that I've been doing a whole lot of hard work on it. I've been working on it a little bit. Like I'm finna work on it right now. You were 100% right. I should not have done that. Bam, I just did it. I apologize.
All right, Tara.
Well, this hits home and heavy for me because absolutely the last 2 years of my life have genuinely been dealing with this. I didn't realize, well, because in other relationships, I didn't have these critiques. Like I ended up, for whatever reason, always finding and falling for dudes who were broken in some way, who needed someone to nurture them. And that was my role. But when you get with a man who's not broken, and a man who doesn't need you to care for them in every single way, he can wash his own clothes. He can do his own, he can cook his own food. He tells you what he needs from you. And when that's something you've never heard before, instead of you hearing him say, I appreciate that you can do those things and we can share in those responsibilities, but this is what I need. You hear it as he didn't like what you came to the table with. He is in some way telling you that none of that shit is important and you have connected yourself to that stuff. So now he's telling you you are not important. It's a lot of things that go through our minds because of traumas. But it's a beautiful thing when a man can tell you what he needs. And he can tell you that he chose you because he knows you can provide that. And that should be enough. But because of pride and because we also too have egos, we let that get in the way. Why is it not just the easiest thing in the world to listen to this man tell you what he wants and give it to him? You say you love him. You say you want to be with him. Then what's the problem? So I agree 100% with what she said. And I'm telling you, it hurt. I got mad. I was offended. I was all up in my body about it. And he was calm with me. And when you ask a person that question, why does it bother you that I don't need these things from you? And you have that conversation calmly with her, that's how you bring that woman around. So I agree 100%. And this has been my life. I'm a work in progress and I'm damn sure a better woman because of my man. So
I love it.
Yeah. I mean, I know I'm gonna be the villain after I say what I'm gonna say, but I gotta be transparent because this is what it is. I just feel like it's hard for women to take accountability. And before they take accountability, they rather just, point the finger at something else to try to like deflect. And sometimes women will try to out-talk you as a defense mechanism to not be shamed in the sense of being corrected. I feel like it's a long devised plan that has been turning us against one another, men and women of our culture. So I feel like the music, the government, and everything else play a part in the way that Black queens have respect for Black kings. So I feel like in our community, it's already kind of like, just how like, like how little girls probably can see her mother talk to her father or stepfather, somebody she dealt with, or something. It's just, it's not no respect. And I feel like what she was saying was she was talking about respect and she was talking about accountability. And I feel like, how you gonna be a good woman if you don't know how to follow your man? You can never be a good woman if you don't know how to follow your man.
Because these men ain't needing you know what.
You can't, regardless of what, if that man ain't somebody that you should be able to follow, that ain't somebody that you should come into a space with. But if you come into a space with a man, then he gotta be able to follow or the structure of everything. Because if he's not the man for you. You can't come into a space, well, he's not being a man, and so I had to step, because that's still on you, because you shouldn't have gotten a space with somebody that you feel like was not man enough to house you. You know what I'm saying? Just like a man can't point the blame on a woman if he chooses a certain type of woman that don't please him in the way that he want to be pleased, because that's the woman that you chose to usher into your life. So it's on you still, bro. You have to make that decision. Ain't nobody can point the finger at nobody when you're talking about anything when it comes to self-improvement, because we all adults. So everybody needs to take accountability, and I think it'll be so much better relationships.
All right. Somebody named KJ said Teresa has perfect attendance.
You do too.
Yes, I owe her a t-shirt.
KJ.
Inbox me. I have a t-shirt for you, so don't let me forget about that.
Blue says trauma, no excuse. We all went through some type of trauma, regardless of gender. Rodney said, I almost forgot the podcast, but was today. Hey, kings and queens.
What's that, Rodney?
Somebody named KJ said, where you from, Rodney?
You know that's me, right?
That's outrageous.
I know that's you, KJ. That's why I'm messing with you.
That's that light skin stuff I was talking about. That's it,
We're
right?
supposed to communicate with
Well, at
people. They
least you
show up.
That's
accountability.
why I be and KJ, that's why I be messing with you. And Blue says still gotta be teachable regardless of what you've been through. That's for both genders. All right, go
That
ahead.
is true, but people got to know
You can
that.
say in the comments, Blue, now, because you speaking good now.
Go ahead, Stacey.
So I love what Louis said, okay, because I mean, God knows it was hard for me to take accountability for anything, you know, for real. And yeah, because the traumas, don't let that stop you, you know, get you some therapy and work on it. I wholeheartedly agree with what she said, but I like the way Louis put it. He said everyone. I like that. That's for the men and the women. There we go, you know.
There you go,
So
right
I
there.
think that as the women are, you know, doing better and growing and trying to follow and let their man lead, they should be helping along the way. You know what I'm saying? So you can't be making them, you know, revert back to where they started. You know, if you know your woman is doing good and working on it, don't do something that's gonna like take her two steps backwards. You know what I'm saying? Like, no, help her go forward. Help her go forward. Like play Monopoly. Go forward though. You know? So I just think that as having a wonderful partner is the key, you know? Like you guys have to work together and help each other grow. That part.
All right, KJ.
All right, so 2 daughters that are married age. You know, my advice to them as women, to men that they date, you know, with power or with responsibility. I mean, with great power comes responsibility. So, you know, if you want the power that you want to lead and you want this woman to lead, you have the responsibility to create that safe space for her, that she realizes that what you're doing is for the betterment of both of you. And, you know, Ricky hit up on something. You know, you got to recognize, you know, who you're dealing with and give them that opportunity. We've talked a few times on the show about emotional IQ. You know, everybody here should be focused on knowing yourself and seeking self-improvement. And we all, you know, even as men, we can feel ashamed if you know, we want to be right too. It's important to be right, you know, and we may want to do something a different way than your way, but we want our way to be right. But if we're going to be the leader and you're going to relinquish that to us, we got that responsibility to understand your concerns, to try to explain them, to try to justify them, so that you can, you know, act rationally and feel confident that as your man, I'm taking the responsibility of guiding us wherever it is that we're trying to go.
All right. Teresa said, LOL, this is my break on Monday nights. Y'all speak the real and bring the humor. I appreciate y'all for the break for the monotonous day to day.
Oh, thank you.
We appreciate you.
Anything I can do to bring a laugh.
All right, next topic.
If the girl likes you more, you're gonna cheat.
Yep.
You already know that she's gonna be there. She ain't going nowhere because she loves you.
What damages the relationship more? A woman that cheats or a man that cheats?
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like a woman that cheats.
Okay, stop it there. You just admitted that if the woman cheats, that's what really damages the relationship.
Right.
So I'm saying that the man shouldn't be liking the woman more, because when that does happen, she'll cheat and then the relationship is done. A man is capable of loving his girl and smashing someone else, and the love will not dwindle away. The woman, if she even thinks about sleeping with another man, she don't love her man like that. So if a woman actually takes the actions of sleeping with another man, she doesn't love her man and she don't like her man. So we're talking about who should like the person more in order for the relationship to work. I'm saying that the woman should like the man more.
Damn.
Because if the woman doesn't like him more, she cheats, it's over.
But what if he cheats?
It's over.
All right,
I hate that dude. I hate his whole soul.
I hate that dude.
Yeah,
But I understand what he's saying. This is not a right or wrong. This is not a right or wrong answer for me personally, because you know what I'm saying. You know, I have my own personal opinion. I feel like whatever agreement that you know what I'm saying that you set forth with whatever, you know, whatever title or whatever, because you just can't say, oh, this title and tell this, because some people got this type of title, but they still swinging, they still open with open relationships. So you can, oh, you my woman, this what this means. You have to have an understanding with the person that you in the space with on what this is that y'all doing. That way it can never be a misunderstanding. And that way, if you do go against whatever that understanding is, then that's when you address that issue. However, what he was speaking on is he was speaking on the nature of a man and the nature of a woman. So what he was speaking on when he talked about the nature, he was absolutely right. Men don't have as much of an emotional attachment when it comes to intimacy versus a woman. A woman, most, I'm gonna say most women, because shit, these women nowadays, but most women, when they like another man and they in a space with you, oh, it's a wrap. She ain't even gotta necessarily have sex with this dude. She ain't gotta been touched by this man. But once she start thinking in a lustful way towards this man, it's everything that she built. And then the thing about it is, too, a man, if he's really a man and that situation breaks and folds, he has to walk away. He has, even if the woman cheats, guess what? He still have to walk away if he's so-called a man, right? Because if she got kids and they got a home together, and 9 times out of 10, she's going to be the sole provider and caregiver for that kid as far as like maintaining the growth and development and maturity of that child. He's not going to displace the woman and the kids just so he can sit in a big 3-story house by himself. No, they don't really work like that. It's the woman that is the one that is the glue for the family. Not saying that the man is not the provider and the protector, but the woman, she most definitely is the structure of the family. That's my opinion, though.
all right. Somebody named KJ said, "Hello." Teresa said he's just dumb. And Blue said, women say it's a man's job to make sure she doesn't need for another one. Now flip that and vice versa. And there's your answer to the problem. Teresa said he's saying the man can cheat because the woman will stay, but a woman cheats and the man will leave, as if that's a pass for men to cheat. Why is it the answer that neither of you cheat? Go ahead, Ricky.
Thank you very much.
Teresa just said it. I don't understand why people think that like just cheating period is the answer. If you're not happy with said person for whatever reason, sexually, financially, emotionally, physically, just fucking leave. You don't have to cheat. Just leave. There's too many people out here that's willing to give you whatever it is that you want. If you're not happy, go find your happiness with said person that makes you happy. I don't understand what this whole scenario is. Just put it right there, Naya. What I don't understand with this whole scenario is why are we talking about who likes who more? I want everybody to be liking each other. The fuck? I'm not measuring how much you like me. I'm measuring if your actions are matching what you're saying. Like ain't never got me nowhere in life. I like that I have to go to work, but that's not the reality of what the fuck like life is. Like is not going to get you anywhere. And if we're basing relationships just off of like, we're fucking lost to begin with. Just because I like you. That shit that my kids be saying. They fucking teenagers and they ain't got no sense. We got to get past this. Who likes who more? If you like the woman more, then she's going to... What? That's the dumbest shit I've ever fucking heard. Like, that shit made my head hurt. It made my extra motherfucking lines come out my forehead. I'm trying to not go get Botox, but at the rate that shit was going, I'm going to need it real soon. No, for real. Like, seriously, I really just want people to be happy with whatever makes them happy. But if you feel like because one person likes the other person more, then that gives the other person the pass to cheat. That is the dumbest shit ever. If you're gonna allow your dude to cheat on you and you're gonna stay, just stay with him. We don't want to hear about the shit. Just keep letting him do what he gonna do. Be open.
That part. Shut the fuck up if you ain't leaving. That part.
If you're not leaving, just stay there and be done happily in peace. if you're not happy with it, then fucking leave. Nobody's holding you hostage in this relationship, situationship, or whatever. There is somebody else that will do whatever it is that you're wanting. It's that simple.
All right, go ahead, Stacey.
And that be the problem. Yeah, men, they get it back. They don't know how to, deal with it. You know what I'm saying? Whatever
That's
you
right.
dish, whatever you
That
dish
part.
out, you should be
Yep.
able to
You're
take.
right.
And that's
Yep.
the only part to it, okay?
Yep.
So don't
You're right.
think it ain't coming back. When you out there doing what you doing, don't think she ain't doing what she doing, okay? And always remember
But you
that.
can't push
That
that
part.
out there though like that.
But what I'm
She
trying
should
to say
leave too.
is don't think
She
it's
should
good
move
to
like
go
that.
cheat. Don't think it's good that the men shouldn't think it's okay to cheat and they woman ain't gonna cheat. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't make it okay for you to cheat and her not to cheat. It shouldn't be a tit for tat thing, but don't think you getting away with stuff all the time. It's not all about that. And if again, people are saying, yeah, just leave. But if you're gonna deal with the situation, don't be sitting there looking stupid. Do what you do. That's just all I'm gonna say. I'm doing the Ricky tonight. That part.
Stacey,
Go
I
ahead,
ain't gonna go
Tara.
there right.
That part.
Fuck it.
Go ahead, Tara.
The whole conversation is misguided because we should never sit up in front of an audience of people and tell them one person in the relationship should like the other person more. The second part that's a problem is the fact that men keep trying to push this agenda. And let me just start off by saying, I've asked my male friends and my male family members because I really want to understand this concept that men keep trying to shove down our throats about men can love a girl and like they girl and go smash somebody else. And ain't no way, shape, or form is their love or like or respect for her diminished. But when women do it, they just incapable of being able to just smash in and come back. They don't like they do no more. It's an emotional attachment. It's a lot of women out here moving like dudes now. So y'all gonna have to stop saying it because some of them are very capable of doing the message y'all do. But most importantly, the men I know are 100% telling me that they don't think like that. That they do not believe that there's a part of them because they're a male, they have the right to go and do these things and that their feelings don't change. My male friends are like, yeah, if I cheat on my girl, I have lost some emotion and some respect for her. She has not done something for me for so long that I'm seeking it elsewhere. So I'm just tired of this. It's in a man's nature to cheat. It's in a man's nature to be with more than one woman because they do it in Africa or whatever stupid ass shit you want to tell me. Nobody should be liking each other more than the other. Nobody should be cheating on each other. Just leave if you feel you need to cheat. Or how about you talk to her and say, look, I feel like I need to get this elsewhere because you ain't doing it. Are you willing to do it or not? Let her know what you finna go do. And if she don't step up, then she really don't care about you either. And y'all need to split. But I'm just not a fan of us setting the whole conversation up with, well, I need to like you more and I need to like you more because you can handle if I cheat on you. You're a woman. You can bear children. You're emotional. You can forgive me. But if you cheat on me, I'm leaving. Man, y'all sound weak when y'all say that. You're telling us we're stronger than you because you know damn well you expect us to stay when you cheat. If you cheat on us, we should be able, I would never do this, but a woman should be able to cheat on you back and you sit there and take it like she had to take it.
That part.
Teresa said, this thought process that a woman won't sleep with a man she doesn't have feelings for is a false narrative, but for some reason, men use that as a barometer. Blue said, motherfuckers tried to get back and they bit her in the ass. Now she got 2 deadbeat dads.
You gotta use protection on your get back now. Come on.
Go ahead, Kate.
If she got 2 of them, that means she was
all them
reckless.
damn kids around, man, and thinking that shit cute, man. That shit.
It's called condoms.
Go ahead, KJ.
So man is the only species that tries to be monogamous one-on-one. So it's in our DNA. It's in women DNA to try to sleep, with should be sleeping with the best dude possible to reproduce. Now, those I don't knock, what they doing if you in a poly relationship, if you've accepted that and that's how you moving. Now, like Ricky said, hey, if we're in a relationship and we saying we're gonna be one-on-one, then be one-on-one. You can do that. And it's honor in doing that, it's pride in doing that, like Tara said, hey, I don't cheat, this is my woman, and it's men that do that. But if you want to be You know, I hate, like you said too, when they try to make it seem like it's the man should just do it just because, you know, and that's how I was raised and taught up, you know, and then but because of what you're trying to be in, you know, if in a poly relationship, then he got more than one woman to choose from, and she's agreeing and understanding to that. And to go back, yes, I think Tara said something that's scary. Men, you should pay attention to. She basically said we brainwash ourselves into thinking that they won't go there.
Yeah,
We're silly for believing
some women move
that,
like
that they won't move that way. You know, and you know, is some of that still trauma? You know, would we be that way if naturally, you know, if we was living over in Africa and I was paying for everything in the house and I had you and 2 or 3 other sister wives, would you still be upset? Would that be cheating?
If you grew up and that's the life you know, no. But we're not like that over here.
Okay.
Not.
We didn't grow.
It's people, it's a whole bunch of people out there.
It's way fewer people in poly relationships than it is in monogamy.
Right. I mean, could you adjust to that though?
No, I could never. I cannot share my man with nobody. I would never sign up for that, and that's my God-given right.
Right.
But I don't like the narrative that 2 wrongs make it right, though. How you gonna bad somebody for doing something and then you justify it? And that's what women do. They so manipulative. They man is this, man is that, but we'll do it and we should be. That's not. You just.
I agree with you, Louis. I don't think a woman should do it.
If you gonna,
I didn't just say I didn't condone it, but I said there are women who have lost that part of themselves. They moving like a dude.
But it's not. It don't.
I agree with you. Wrong is wrong, but it's mighty funny. It ain't wrong, and y'all want to talk about it when y'all doing the trifling shit. But it's a problem when the women do it. Fuck out of here.
Y'all are stronger than us.
Just because we might be stronger than y'all don't mean that we want to deal with you cheating on us. So what is wrong with y'all?
No, that's not the point. The women have to carry them kids around. That's the
believe y'all.
No, I agree with that. You should not be. I don't believe in get back. I don't believe in matching your energy when you cheat on me. But what I'm telling you is I know a whole bunch of females who do. I know a whole bunch of females who do. And when you try to talk to them, they will tell you, the last 7 dudes I've been with did this to me. I'm on my whole shit. I'm out of it. Because you ain't my daughter. I can't run your life. But that's what y'all are doing to women. Y'all need to be accountable. Y'all need to be accountable.
Accountability right here. Accountability. Because you can't say every lady female did this, so I smack the shit out of bitches every time they say this and do this. I can't justify me putting my hands on women because she may have took a credit card and maxed my credit card out. And then this woman over here that did, I can't justify.
I don't know where this analogy came from.
You can't justify that shit. You can't say, oh, this is the reason I treat women like hoes. This is the reason I pimp women now because I done got my heart broke. So now that's why I'm pimping hoes now because these hoes.
It's not right, but people do it every day. Look how many examples you just gave, because you know dudes who said that before.
Listen, that I never agreed with them niggas when they was talking like that.
Just because you don't agree with it don't mean they not still out here doing it though.
I got 2 daughters. I would never teach my daughter to go be a hoe because the nigga did something that she didn't like. I'm gonna tell her, hey, you keep that crown on your head and you move accordingly. If that ain't what you rock with, y'all got an understanding, then move forward. Don't sell yourself short. Just be the young princess that you are and move forward. I'm never gonna tell her, oh, get even with this nigga. You know what I'm saying?
I never said a dad would, but you are one dude and you teaching your 2 daughters. How many women out here telling their daughters to slang their coochie for a bag? Go get pregnant by this dude for some money. We just talked about that earlier. We got a lot of people who are messed up right now and they're passing their trauma to their kids.
Teresa said, if you're supposed to lead me and I'm supposed to follow, should that stop at cheating?
That was
good. Cheating and taking it back don't make women strong, makes them slow and gullible. And he said, I don't be surprised if a woman cheats. She's imperfect just like us. All right, man. Let's go to this.
That was good. Was that Teresa that said that? That was great. I caught that. I love that.
All right.
It's called a breach of contract.
Let's go to this next topic.
The reason why so many arguments end up festering and happening is because you are a defensive listener. You are waiting to fight back rather than accepting what they are saying and having the conversation itself. Everyone says they want a partner who communicates, but you need to be a partner who listens. If you are listening, waiting to react to what they are saying rather than respond based off of what actually came out of their mouth, you're never going to get anywhere. Listening is a skill. Being able to listen to what somebody is saying and then craft a response that isn't going to cause an argument is a skill. Most people will listen to a flawless statement from their partner and only hear one word that makes them go on defense and attack the situation, when in reality, nothing was wrong. You are looking to start an argument because of something that you have not dealt with internally.
Yeah.
Facts.
That's true. I know people like that.
Okay.
Me too.
This I agree 100%. I think, man, listen, when we talk about people not wanting to have constructive criticism or criticism of any kind, when we talk about having the conversation at the wrong time, if you know your girl already mad, please don't. Now that's what Stacey was talking about earlier. You purposely trying to take her 2 steps back now because you know she ain't in the mind frame to talk. So wait till things are calm. But yes, as a people, we do that. We get very defensive. We might have trigger words. Our person might not even know that's a trigger word for us. Hell, we may not know till we hear it. And the next thing you know, we just want to run off at the mouth. We want to say all the most hurtful things because we feel like you hurt us. And this man could have been coming to you with the purest heart, or this woman could have been coming to you with the purest heart. But nobody wants to listen to understand. We hear a word and then we want to defend ourselves and then dog you because we took it the wrong way. This, I agree 100% with what he said. And I used to be guilty. Sometimes maybe still guilty, depending on who's talking to me. But yeah, 100%. I agree.
All right, Ricky.
I agree with that. We do that a lot on this podcast. I'm using this as an example because we literally just did it before somebody even finished getting a whole statement or whatever it is out. Somebody's already trying to rebuttal whatever they're saying, and they're not doing it, to actually hear what they're saying. They're just like, I don't agree with that. So this is, and we do that a lot just on the podcast. So I know that I do it in real life, and I know shit triggers me. So I can 100% that I am not the best. I'm a great listener, right? As long as it don't involve me.
Accountability. Thank you, ma'am. Give her credit.
Somebody named KJ said active listening. Wait till the period in the sentence.
KJ, we're not reading no more of your damn answers. That is for the listeners. You on the
I
show.
can't believe Lacey keep reading them.
We're gonna stop doing that. That's what we're not gonna do. See, active listening, following directions. That's true. Okay. No, but seriously, like I know that I'm a great listener. A lot of people come and vent to me all the time. Their secrets are safe with me. I'm going to the grave with a lot of people's secrets, right? If it's something that involves me, though, if you're saying that I did something wrong, I'm not gonna lie. You start sounding like Charlie Brown teacher. That's how it's coming off. I'm working on being a better listener when it involves me. Other people, great listener. Me, not so great. But I'm working on. First off, I don't need your 2 cents. Thank you. Working on it.
Are you actively listening, man?
They over here trying to agree. They like, yeah, they show you show it right. Yeah, I don't need it. It's not what I need right now. Just listen. I know my flaws. I know my flaws. I can admit to that. But I'm working on it. I'm going to work on it. I'm going to work on being a better listener and not so quick to respond. And as we're all on this podcast, let's all work on that together equally, except for KJ, because he like to put his shit in the comments. So you got to wait.
Well, I'm glad you're being so inclusive, Ricky. Thank you for including us.
Anytime. I'm here all week.
Thank you, Louie.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like shit that'll change the world if people really, was good. We was all good listeners and had a poise about knowing how to effective listening work and being able to, compartmentalize our emotions and our thoughts and then articulate it when it's our time to talk. That's most definitely a skill. That's something I've been working on for a very long time. When I say a long time, I'm talking about I knew this was a flaw for well over 10 years. I got a lot better, but I feel like that was one of my greatest flaws. just being overzealous sometimes. And with good intentions, though, it's always good intentions, but sometimes you can be offensive in certain ways that you might not even know that you're being offensive just by trying to defend yourself. You can be in the process of you just trying to defend your truth, and it could be taken the wrong way. So I most definitely feel like that's a skill that great people have mastered, and you know, and it feels so good when people just listen to you, you know. So people got to know that too. Sometimes people don't even want to hear nothing that you got to say; they just want you to listen to what they saying. So you know, sometimes you got to understand that too. And with that, that's all I got to say.
Okay, Stacey.
Kind of depend on when a person come to me and want me to listen. So if I'm already angry or already going through something, I don't want to listen, and that's just that. You gotta wait till I'm at a calm state, and so I will be able to hear what you're saying. And what I don't like is when people text me. That is not communication to me, especially when you're in a relationship. You should make time to communicate and spend time with your partner to communicate, not texting. That's not communication. Let's cut out all the texting and stuff, because doing texting, you may put something that you didn't mean to put, or say something, or they may take it the wrong way, you know? So it's always good to come to your person and communicate, have an open communication with your partner, not doing texting, or, you know, make time to sit down and talk things out, and things will be much better. That part.
Go ahead, KJ.
Boy, I love us getting into some mechanics of effective speaking and effective listening. You know, I think we touched on some things. We talked about, being able to practice it, practice listening, practice just listening until you hear the period. That's what I've told my daughters, just let dad finish. When you hear the period, then you can respond and take it together. Then also, like Louis said, there should be when I'm listening to you, I should be listening with good intent. I should be, even though your message might not be as clear and as nice as I want it to be, if I'm a good partner of yours, I'm listening with the intent that you're really trying to say something good and not trying to look for the bad and jump on the bad in it.
Good job.
And another part that I think is important is and this is kind of watch out, if the conversation should always end up better. It should be collaborative. It should be like we're trying to come up with a play to fix this.
Solutions.
Right. We solving an issue, it shouldn't create more issues.
More tension.
But I like the way, we address some of the mechanics of a good conversation and being able to listen and teaching yourself. It ain't gonna be hard with the words. If you hear the words, it's like we want to stop them from saying something at a time that we might not take well. And this kind of goes back to our pride and not wanting to be wrong and not wanting to have to self-correct ourselves. And we kind of touched on that tonight. It's kind of dope.
Or having the last word, that part. Yeah.
Yeah, Ricky.
You already went right, Tara.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, next topic.
Don't fix the person you're dating. It's not your job, and you're.
Got on my bad.
Look,
Yeah.
Don't fix the person you're dating. It's not your job, and you're not.
Unpaid job.
And if you are dragging a boyfriend or a girlfriend to a level of life that they don't want to live at, what do you think marriage is going to look like?
Oh, man.
You used a perfect phrase, a growth mindset.
Yes.
Because I cannot change anyone.
No.
But we all have to change as life changes. If that person does not come with a growth mindset themselves, I'm in trouble.
Run.
All right, Ricky and Becca.
I knew you was gonna call me first. That's definitely an unpaid job. Don't do it. You setting yourself up for failure. My mama told me a long time ago that I always played Bob the Builder and I didn't get it. She said I always found broken men and was trying to fix them because she was like, part of it is just like my healing nature because I just love taking care of people. But I realized in my dating world that I did that a lot. I always was like trying to fix a broken man. And I had to realize it's not my job to fix you. It took me a long time to get there, but it's not my job to fix a man that's broken. And that shit kind of stung when he just said that because I was like, damn, bro, need to quit talking about me. Now I be feeling like that even with I go to church and stuff. I'll be like, hey, the pastor needs to stay out my house. But reality is, it's nobody's job to fix a broken person, especially if they don't have that growth mindset. Because this goes back to the video we watched earlier with the dude talking about don't try to change me. This is that.
Mm-hmm.
This
And
is
100%. And Ricky, especially when they don't think they're broken, they think it's the other person that has the problems or it's broken, and not knowing that it's them or not trying to take accountability or, yeah, that part.
That too. So 100%. This goes back to that. Stop trying to change people, accept them for exactly who they are. And when I tell people that I'm a realist, people be like, no, you're not. I'm like, no, I am a realist. And when I say I'm a realist is I accept people for however they are in that moment. I'm not here to change shit. And when I date, I look at you and say, as you are today, is this somebody that I would want to deal with for the rest of my life if you didn't change anything about you? Like the version of you that I've met, is this the person that I can say that I want to be with for the rest of my life? Not changing anything about you. That's me being a realist. That's me accepting you for who you are. And if you show up a different person tomorrow, then I have to ask myself that question again. Every day I have to ask my question. Can I see myself with this person forever if they stay exactly how they are? That's this video.
Blue left a comment. Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Teresa, I try to listen as if the speaker is me so that I start out on their side and my mind isn't in defense mode, but it's a fixing mode. It doesn't always work, but I try. LOL. And Blue said if you black, you broken by default. Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, that's kind of where I was going with it. I feel like everybody broken. I wouldn't care who you is. If you're an adult and you didn't been in any type of situationship with anybody, you have broken things going on inside of you. I think we have to define what broken is and what level of broken before we just say, oh, you're broken. I shouldn't be dealing with. Because I mean, I feel like it's not your responsibility to try to like change or just come in trying to fix a person, but it is your responsibility to help that person heal from their wounds from past trauma. You just can't come into space and thinking that somebody is perfect or like they're not gonna have certain flaws. It's just like, hey, this might be way too much for me. Hey, you just hey, you got a lot of healing to go through, And then I think also too, it like they said, if they're willing to take accountability and acknowledge like, hey baby, listen, I've been living this type of way for a very long time, but I really want to be with you. I really want to make this work. So can you work with me? And that person is willing to like take certain guidance, because I feel like everybody in a relationship got to teach the person that they're in a relationship how to be with them.
Facts.
Yeah, how to be with them exclusively, because I might can be with Ricky in one way. Ricky might be like, hey, thug, how you thug? And just long as we meeting in the middle on whatever, and you giving me what I need, then you know what I'm saying, I'm cool. Tara might be like, shit, I need you to be this is what I look for in my man in this relationship, and and then Stacy might be like, this how I want my man to be. So I can't be like, oh, I'm already ready made, so any female that I go into space with gonna automatically just know that I'm net. Like, no, you have to be willing to adjust to make it work for the both of y'all. And if you're not willing to make those adjustments, you're not ready to be in a relationship with that person. You know what I'm saying? And that's just my opinion.
Yeah, boy, Louis, when you be on it, you be on. You be tripping sometimes, but then when you on it, you be on it.
Go ahead, Stacy.
Come back to me, please.
Teresa said, I find that men and women present the best of themselves for months, and then you're invested before you realize they're too broken for you. Not saying you should stay, but it's harder to leave then. Go ahead, Tara.
Shit, no, it ain't. You better be gone.
I agree with, the fact that your goal when you wake up in the morning shouldn't be, I'm gonna go change this Negro. I'm gonna go change this female. It should just be living together, dating each other, and it happening organically because it feels right. The energy is right. Um, I think the real problem that we have going on right now nowadays, do you hear it in this podcast, in the questions that people send us, and the videos that we're seeing, and the things that we have to judge or give our opinion on? There are a lot of people out here who should not be together anymore. Flat out. You have tried everything with this person and it doesn't work. You got one person who literally don't want the other person and they just won't grab a clue. You see it a lot with women who lose their virginities. For real. Girls who, when you lost your virginity to this person, you just put up with so much, and it's not even about love anymore. You can't help the chemicals in your brain. But when you have so many people who really shouldn't be together anymore, the man or the woman is checked out. They told you, I don't want you. And you still holding on to something broken. Your kids are watching that. And it's just, this is how we end up in this cycle with so many girls being willing to let the dude cheat because they mama did. And all this other stuff. So I think we're going to have to address the problematic stuff. The people are broken. Women are broken. Men are broken because they stay in broken relationships that don't fucking work. And then we end up with this.
Tara, that's that scene off Waiting to Exhale when I realized as an adult that the movie was a movie about side chicks. That's a good man, Savannah.
Right. Exactly. It's disgusting. It's crazy.
You gotta get him on the stove.
KJ.
I'll say this. Tara brought up something a little bit early. You got to be careful when you're somebody's crutch, because once you meet that person that needs that crutch at that time, what happens once they don't need that crutch? Now, are you as valuable as you were? And you have to do a reality check on yourself. Like when we talked about this, and everybody kind of hit this. So if anybody listening, if that person is who they are, if they broken, and that's who they are right now. And you trying to fix them, you gambling that once you fix them, they're not broken anymore. The person that you met that's broken is just happy that you there, or may look at you in a certain way. And then you end up, you poured all this into them, expecting some loyalty or them to see the greatness in you. And truth is, you only like who you like. And once you stop liking somebody, it don't even matter. Once you stop liking somebody, it really don't even matter. It's just like, I just ain't like him no more.
But with KJ, what would you tell that woman in that situation? Let's just say it was a woman that's built that man up, invested in him in every way she can, and then when he on his feet, he like, yeah, thanks for what you did, but I'm out. How she even began to heal from that type of rejection and betrayal?
She got to think of it as her being a psychologist, duh. Who is there to help them get better for the next person? It's not your job, not your person.
Men do it too. The lesson.
Yeah, but it's so hard after you invested that much time into a person to just walk away.
You know what to do, Tara.
But you end up learning.
I know what to do. That question ain't for me.
No. What you do is you only do what's from the heart. That way, whatever transpired, you know that the energy that you put in that space was genuine, it was organic, and it was real, and you getting your blessings, and God gonna make sure that person that was a runner up.
And you can walk away from them. You can walk away from the relationship.
Because now you know what to look for in these certain type of individuals. You like, okay, yeah, okay, that and it's a learning experience. But I've been in that situation where I didn't invested into so many women based upon my situation, and then when they did need that type of guidance and that type of encouragement, that type of installation into who they were and helping them identify, because you can never identify who you are as a man or a woman without the opposite sex. I don't care what nobody say. You need that opposite sex to be able to see, for you to see how you really show up in the real. Because my bro gonna let me be lax. He gonna let me thug. He ain't gonna really hold me accountable. But my woman, she gonna have more structure to how she want me to show up for her as a man. You know what I'm saying? So that's how I feel. This is my
I said laughing at Ricky, and I spelled your name right. Hey there, everyone. Go ahead.
Oh my God. One chocolate chip cookie for you each lunch break.
But what's up is people are watching you do what you do to your mate, or you know how you treat them bad or whatever. The next person is going to come in and just scoop them right on up and get them all the love and treat them how they're supposed to be treated. So you have to be out here. You got to watch what you do, because believe me, people are watching and people see it. So if you're going to be in a relationship, help your mate grow and you all become better instead of downing them and breaking them more, and especially if you know that they are truly broken. And don't think that nobody, everybody can get help, therapy is a wonderful thing. But also, don't think you're better than that person, and don't think that you're not broken. You need the help too. You need the, in some area, you may need this over here, and she may need this over there. But work together to help each other grow. That's the thing. So, if they say, once you lose a good thing, hey, it is what it is. That part.
Look, I'm out here making relationships better, one X at a time. I had to put it out there, because listen, they weren't the guy for me, but they are the perfect guy for other people.
Facts.
And without me, they probably wouldn't have never got there. Like I have done community service.
Yes.
This is for all of them.
Hey, that's real shit, Ricky. I know you talking shit, but that's some real shit though.
That's for real though, yeah.
For real, I've done community service. Like this is dope. Like I can actually put this on my resume that I've done community service.
Hey, now let's go, because she crazy.
All right, next topic. Yeah, next topic.
You cannot continue to emasculate a man and then expect princess treatment from him. You cannot talk to him any kind of way, disrespect him, call him out his name, swing on him, tear him down constantly and never build him up, and then expect for that man to treat you like a princess. Baby, you are acting like a spoiled ass brat. You need to sit down and take a moment and realize that this man that you're doing all this to is still being loving, caring, loyal, respectful, and doing all the things you need him to do while you're acting like this. But let me tell you what's about to happen. He's getting ready to tap out on your ass mentally first. When he tap out on you mentally, he gonna stop having them long conversations that he been having with you. He just gonna start saying, okay, to any and everything, and he just gonna let shit go. And when he gets completely out the door mentally, physically, he gonna leave too.
That's true. That goes for both people.
No, I'm gonna say this to like what I would say with any other man saying something. It seemed like it was a situation that transpired, and she was deep in her feelings about something. So I'll just try to mask through whatever that was that she was, whatever she was experiencing. But she said some things that was valid in that space, as far as him probably tapping out, and then now instead of him just having that passion and that love to communicate or go back and forth, it's like now he just like, it's all good, whatever, because his mind is somewhere else anyway, so he really did tapped out. And like they say, it go both ways, but I just feel like that. I just feel like that when people expressing themselves like that, it sounded like she was talking to somebody that's man or somebody female that she like had an interest in the man or something. Like, so she was putting it out there like, this is what you doing wrong and this is what's finna happen. So with that, I gotta take that with a grain of salt. But I do feel like that's what people do. They tap out mentally, and then the physical, then it's over with.
I like that you for the women and men tonight, Louis. Thank you.
Ricky Baker, is you froze? I thought you was froze.
I'm over here having sideboard conversations. That's all. I'm over here trying to
who raised them niggas
and not be disrespectful when I be talking. I said I was trying. I ain't said it was working. Because we can go there if you want to. But okay, back to the podcast. Look.
What are we talking about? Like, You know,
sometimes you gotta take a deep breath before you talk so that you don't say the wrong thing. So that's what I was trying to do. Take a deep breath and before I said something.
Effective listening.
No, that wasn't what that was. Okay.
Teresa said, I feel like she's talking about how women operate because that's how we do as well.
Teresa, you was on the road. Don't start there. We're not talking about women right now.
That part, yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Leave Teresa alone.
No,
Hey,
Teresa.
I like Teresa. I like
Stay
Teresa.
Good. Right, stay good now, because
Talk that shit, Teresa.
No bullying.
Who raised these? That's
Y'all funny.
Look, okay, so let me get back. Excuse me, I'm trying to talk. Y'all can get out my room with all of this. Both of y'all.
Come on, Ricky, you got 20 minutes now. Let's get it together.
Oh no, look, come right back to me because clearly my daughter.
Okay, so I'll go. So
I thought you just went.
I did not. I've been waiting on you for 20 minutes. So I'm gonna say, so yeah, mentally, women and men tap the hell out, for real though. Because once you try to make it make sense and try to hope that somebody gonna get together and they don't, you tap out mentally, and then physically, it's just, hey, it's a wrap. So you just wholeheartedly out of there. So I agree with what she's saying, but it goes both ways. So for both men and women, that part.
Teresa said, seriously, we start communicating less until we check out completely. Facts. Go ahead, KJ.
So, I looked at her conversation talking about how you talk at your man.
Mm-hmm.
When you not in your best. Can you talk at him? Can you speak in a way that takes some of the femininity away from yourself? And men, we kind of do that stuff too. That's why we do some masculine things. Like, for example, we don't tell y'all everything. And we think we need to show up that way for y'all because the same way we want y'all to be girly, y'all want us to be manly. And so we operate in a manly way sometimes. And we don't get girly. We don't feminize ourselves. But when y'all start the masculine behavior, that's what I think she was really kind of talking about and saying that, eventually a man that's looking for a partner, that boundary should be there. But like I said before, is that man, if he wants that power, that boundary is going to be there, that she's not going to raise her voice, you got to create that environment for that.
All right, Tara.
I like that. I like that, KJ. Little light skin, as we call me. Okay, I like that.
I call him somebody.
I just want to be accurate here. I want to get it right. I do agree with what she was saying. Women can be such horrible people sometimes. And this is both sides. But I'm gonna speak to women because I'm gonna speak from my personal experience. When you have dealt with men who let you behave any kind of way, like, there are a lot of dudes out here who like toxic women. So when people have allowed you to be a certain way and you meet that first person who goes, that's not going to work for me. That's a hell of a thing. And it's usually the person you like more than you've ever liked anybody else in your whole entire life. So now you got to sit back here and think about everything that's wrong with you or everything that you're presenting that he doesn't like. And if you like him enough to change that. And if he's really good at what he's doing, he can show you what's wrong. This ain't about me attacking you and my delivery being off. I'm just going to show you how you talk to me. You know how I'm going to do it? I'm going to talk to you like you talk to me. And when your ass flip out because you don't like it, I'm going to say, but that's how you talk to me. That's how you treat me. And then what? So I think, in all honesty, because this was about the women, even though we know both sides do this, we are very guilty of that. And that's the best thing for you to do, men. Treat her how she treats you. Talk to her how she talked to you. Make her see, looking in the mirror, how she's behaving. And if she won't change, leave. At this point, I can't imagine I can't imagine what it feels like to be in a relationship, because I've been in one before, where you wake up and you realize there are no more your beautifuls, touching on your booty, just not even trying to have sex, just to touch you, wanting to cuddle when you don't want to do it and they're not doing it. It's a really dead space to be in. And this life is too short to be with somebody that you're not happy with. I don't have time for the rigmarole. If we've tried this 8 times and it ain't worked 8 times, it's time to go. You know what I'm saying? But I honestly do agree with what she said. Women, we need to do an attitude check. And what you can't keep saying is you gonna be who you gonna be and you gonna do what you want and you don't need a man. And you sitting out here hollering about your man don't fuck with you, don't talk to you, don't make love to you no more, don't deal with you no more. You got to get your shit together. You got to get your shit together straight up.
Hey, I wish my man would.
Hey, Asia said, matching energy has never worked. I refuse to match energy with a man.
Yeah.
Asia, I don't know what you're talking about, because matching energy worked perfectly fine for me.
Ricky,
now you know what? Ricky, make up your mind. Because one show you playing and the next show you serious. I'm tired of it.
Ricky lying to you.
Exactly. Lying. Soft and Pink was Ricky's name, okay?
Let me tell you something really quickly. Ricky is such a goofball, right? But how Ricky is on the show is not how Ricky is in real life with her man. So don't try to confuse the two.
And Asia said it really does. There is no empowerment in that whatsoever. Fact.
It really is, Asia, but I appreciate your comment for saying that.
Girl, it's crazy.
Teresa said, I want my man to be masculine, yes, but not at me. I'm feminine through and through. I don't yell, hit, down talk, none of that. But when my man yells at me, I feel super disrespectful and start to lose respect.
Facts.
And she said that was in response to KJ.
Oh, okay. That was so sweet of you, Teresa. We like you.
I think sometimes.
And I agree with her, and that's how it should be. But if you matching your man energy is a horrible thing.
They want the same person, 2 different people. Let it go. I didn't want you to confuse them, KJ. For real, I was just trying to help that time.
KJ gonna put you in the plane, fly over the ocean, and throw your ass off of it.
Hey, KJ, now you can teach me how to fly.
No, I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't do that.
I'm about all skills, because when the world ends, I need to know how to do that. But look,
I know that's right.
So Ricky, are you going?
Am I going? Yeah, I'm gonna go. Look, for real. But I needed to plug that in there real quick. So, sidebar, KJ, I do need you to teach me how to fly a plane, so that when the world ends, I know how to do that. Or at least I know somebody that know how to do this, so that we can work together, because it's all about everybody coming with different skills.
Hold on. Asia said matching energy is a horrible thing to do. And Blue says she talked to me crazy. I'ma smoke a blunt and ignore her. Go ahead.
Imagine if your dude matched your energy.
For real, listen. The thing about matching energy,
Ricky, I think you done took so long that they done with you.
The thing about matching energy, though, seriously though, the thing about matching energy is the energy that I match with people is typically a reflection of them, right? So I'm putting in who I am. If you're giving all of that off, I'm probably just gonna walk away. I don't like to argue. I know y'all probably think I do, but I really don't like to argue. If it gets to the point where we're actually into an argument and voices are being raised, I'm gonna be quiet. Because one thing you can't do is argue with a brick wall, and that pisses them off more than anything. I'm not gonna argue with you.
Right,
but
so you don't match your energy.
Hold on, I didn't say it depends on what the situation is now. Let's not confuse it. I don't argue. I didn't say I didn't do other things. Okay. All right. No, but when it comes to like how women talk to me, I know I definitely have a smart mouth. I say it's an STL thing, and I come from a long line of women who were very disobedient, and I'm trying to break that cycle on doing that when it comes to men. I don't like to talk to men crazy, but it just naturally comes out sometimes. I never call men like bitches and stuff like that, but I do have a smart mouth and always have something sarcastic to say. I'm working on it. It's not an easy thing to just stop doing. So you want me to stop?
2 minutes, Ricky. Your time is up.
You want me to stop being who I was for years? And I'm like, it's not something that's just gonna go away overnight. So like, bear with me. All right, I'm gonna go tee off on somebody real quick.
Asia said exactly, KJ, to your matching energy comment. All right, let me go to this next topic.
Look, being alone, even while in a relationship, is essential for maintaining a healthy sense of self. Solitude offers the space to reflect, recharge, and reconnect with your individual identity, something that can easily become blurred when constantly focused on someone else's needs. Time alone fosters personal growth, emotional clarity, and independence, which ultimately strengthens the relationship by allowing each partner to bring their best, whole self to the table. It's not about creating distance, but also maintaining balance, ensuring that love doesn't mean losing yourself in the process.
All right, Louis, take that.
It's Louis or Ricky. Y'all night first. Louis or Ricky, I swear.
Hold on.
Oh,
I
really?
done gave you time.
It used to be Tara.
I let you go first a couple times.
Say first like that.
Right. Tara to let you go a couple times.
Man, whatever.
She always supposed to go first.
Oh, Ricky, you actually get to go first all the time, so shut up.
Hey, on some real time though, hey, that was most definitely true. I believe in that wholeheartedly because it's like everybody had an existence before they came into a space with somebody. Like you had an identity prior to coming into whatever space that you came into that space with that person. And sometimes lines do get blurred when you merge in two souls and two lives together. And it's almost like you don't want to lose who you are as an individual to a degree because you always want to identify with yourself, no matter if this person is present in your life or not. You know what I'm saying? Anything happens. This person, it don't necessarily have to be this person cheating on you or leave. This person could die. Anything can happen. So, you want to have a sense of self and having your business. And I feel like that sometimes you got to give a person space to breathe and to do what they do, because when you come together, it's even more greater because that person I don't want my woman to feel like I'm around her too much or I'm all in everything she do. I'm trying to restrict her from being who she is. No, I want to be able to trust you and for you to do whatever you need to do within boundaries of, me being a protector and not wanting you to be in situations that's going to harm you. But other than that, hey, enjoy yourself because I trust you. I don't feel like you're going to move on me like that. If I got to think like that, I shouldn't even be in a space with you.
Right. All right, go ahead, KJ.
Yeah, I agree. You everybody has to have a little bit of themselves because that's also what can make the relationship grow. Is that because obviously whatever I had going on before I met you or you had going on, I liked in some type of way, and hopefully that brought value to your life, and you continuing to do that, and me continuing to do mine. It's good. So yeah, and like Louis said, we should be able to trust each other, within those spaces, that okay, you doing this, I'm in a fraternity, a lot of times, me and the guys, we hanging out, we doing things, we got things to do, we're having fundraisers or going somewhere to do something, to fellowship, and no, my woman can't go. We might have an out of town thing, and and now when she got her stuff going on, I got to understand the same thing.
Thanks.
And when we get back together, things are great. But that's where trust comes in at.
Yes.
Yeah, I'll stop there.
Asia said I think this was the last time. She said I used to be hell, but they know what they're doing, though it may work for some, but for me, I'm going to let you know how you made me feel, and depending on the circumstance, we're going to figure out a solution. But other than that, I'm good. All right, go ahead, Ricky.
No cap, I didn't listen to the video. Give me a synopsis. I'm not gonna lie to you.
Saying that in a relationship, it's healthy to have space because you want that person to have their own identity and bring what they gonna bring to the table, and then you have your own identity and bring what you, and it's gonna help the relationship grow.
Okay, 100% agree with that. I am a mushy woman, and I still don't want you up under me all the time. I don't need you in every single thing that I do. If I'm going out for girls' night, I don't need you to be there. If I'm going on a girls' trip, you don't need
right.
to be there. I don't need you in everything that I do. I need you to have your own identity. I think I said this before. It was a guy that I was talking to that was talking about, I'm gonna get a job at your job, and I'm gonna quit, and then I'm gonna block. Because this is what we're not going to do.
Right.
Identity.
Facts.
You have your own identity. One thing about healthcare, I can always go get another job. But what we're not going to do is your identity is not going to become my world.
Yes, Lord.
I don't need you trying to be me. I don't need you in my skin. I don't need to be under you $24.99. I don't need that. I need you to be your own person. I need my space. I'm not super clingy. Call it what you want to. I don't think that I'm masculine, but I don't need you under me all the time. When we together, we can be together, but all the time thing, I'm not like you. Because then I'm be like, you breathing too hard. I don't like that.
That's a sign of weakness for a man.
I don't need you up under me. I need you to have your own identity. You had a life before you met me. I need you to continue with that life. If you were hanging out with your friends, continue to hang out with your friends unless they're getting you into dumb shit. Then stop. Don't do that. You should have been stopping that anyway. But I'm saying I want you to have your own identity. I literally had to tell a person this, like, I don't need to be on the phone with you all day and all night. We don't need to do that. We're not in high school. We're grown. I got a job. I got side jobs. Listen. I need you to have your own motion, and your motion cannot revolve around what I do in my life, because I had a life before you. I had friends before you. I come from a big family. Listen, I am one person, and I have to split this time with people, and I put them in order of importance. If I'm spending time with you, appreciate that time, because I don't have much time. Is the one thing I can't get back. Have your own identity. Give me my space. Don't be clingy. Simple.
All right, good, Stacey.
Well, what happened to Tara? We don't want her to go last all the time. No.
I'm cool with going last. It's cool. I can do this.
Let me stop. So yeah, I like the video. I really truly believe in that because yes, when you waste time and just underneath somebody making daydreams happen and you be lacking and all that, you lose yourself, you lose you. So it is good to have your thing going on. I'm loving it. I mean, really, I'm just gonna say about me, because tomorrow I got stuff going on with the mayor, about to run for I got a lot going on, just me. So I feel good about all this. So I think that is so very true. Do you? That part.
All right, Tara.
Okay. So I'm a very romantic, very passionate, very clingy, very smothering type of person. And here's how I look at things. I want to be in his motherfucking skin. How about that? No, but when you don't live with the person, or let's just say y'all don't even live in the same state, you're doing long distance, right? I think that, or let's just say y'all, let's not talk about my situation. Let's talk about a normal situation. Y'all stay in the same city. Some people work 8, 10, 12-hour long days. You got kids from previous relationships, or maybe you have your kids or part-time, or you're doing whatever. There's a lot of your time that's always accounted for. You got to sleep, you got to work, you got to be a parent. It's not like we really for real have that much time. We can't be together 21 hours a day, unless you're talking about Saturdays and Sundays, 21 hours a day talking on the phone, doing all of this. So that's not really an issue for me. We work separate places, so we have that separate time. I'm not really an outside girl. I do my kids' lives. They have so many things they're a part of. That's where I'm ripping and running. So my quality time, my alone time, my solidarity is when I'm in my prayer closet, or when I'm praying for people who are unsaved and heathens. That means when you're praying to God. When I am meditating, when I'm doing my skincare routine in the morning and at night, and when I'm ready to go to sleep. It's not that many hours in the day that I have to just be like, oh, sometimes I go out, we have live events, I show up with y'all and things like that, but I'm just not an outside chick. So I want to be with my man. I want to come home from work and I want to look at him and I want to be held by him. I want to kiss him. I want to smell him. And I want everything else that's outside the house to wash away. So yes, you should have your own alone time. You pray and meditate. You want to go walk at the park or whatever, but we're not going to act like we just got so much time motherfucker can really get on our nerves. Now, if you ain't got no job, I guess, but that ain't my life.
All right, Teresa said, true, but balance is key, and you have to know your mate and be respectful to The time they want with you. If it's too much space or not enough, then it causes problems. Back to knowing your mate.
Yeah.
All right.
Hey,
All right.
hey, Tara, I want to say something. Hey, Tara, yeah, kids is number one. Like, I spent so many years raising my sister kids, but now it's like time for me to like really live, you know? So I get you.
Absolutely.
All the doggone track and field, the
Yes,
ballet,
ma'am.
everything,
Cheerleading. Uh-huh.
everything, Boys and Girls Club, daily, everything. That was my life, you know? So I get you, that part.
All right.
Single mom.
Last topic of the day.
And one of the most dangerous statements that will destroy a relationship and destroy a marriage that is supposed to be headed towards growth is this statement right here. This just how I am. You knew how I was before you chose me.
My God. Yeah.
This just how I am. You knew who I was before you chose me. Basically, you saying you're not going to change.
Right.
Right? But you don't realize you signed up for growth.
Yeah.
You don't realize you signed up for maturity. You don't realize that you signed up for the two people to become one. And so when you say this is who I am and you just basically got to take it, the thing is that what most people don't realize is that they're putting and imposing a self-inflicted curse on themselves. It's a word curse. This is just how I am. This is just who I am. And you knew this before you chose me. Right. So when you put this invisible barrier that blocks the blessings of growth to flow freely upon your life, you are stopping and you are infecting the marriage from moving into the next dimension of growth.
And you know what else happens, Pastor James? When you take that attitude, that's just how I am.
Yeah.
You show up to work that way. You show up to church that way. You show up in your community that way. And then you wonder why this particular person, everybody has this preconceived notion of you. It is because you are presenting yourself in a way that you've been able to get away with it for so long at home that now you present yourself that way to every aspect of your life.
All right, Tara Michelle.
I choose you. That's right. Oh my God. Okay. I agree with this, but I'm gonna also do a flip side to what the woman just said. She was really pretty, by the way. Sometimes you don't, and I think that hurts your man more. Sometimes you go to work, church, and everywhere else and act like you got all the sense in the world, and then you come home and treat him like he ain't nothing. You show up for everybody else like you are this perfect, well-mannered, well-together, well-spoken, great listener, great communication, great communicator, and you go home and talk to that man crazy and reckless. You don't give him the same respect you give your boss. Your boss could say something to you, give you some constructive criticism, or even not so constructive, and you're gonna take it. But you come home to your man and he come and tell you something he needs, and you jump down his throat. So you don't always show up the same way. Sometimes you treat everybody in the world better than you treat what you got at home, and that's for men and for women. So I do agree with that statement 100%. When you sit up here and say, this is who I am, this is how it is, you're telling people automatically, I'm not going to change. I don't care how you feel. You just sat up here and cried in front of me, told me I hurt you, I disrespected you, and I'm still going to keep doing it. So now what? That's what I hear when you say that. So, and I used to be this person that was like Ricky said, this is how we are in St. Louis. If you can't deal with it, hey, that's on you. I've been my whole life. I've been this way until I decided that wasn't effective. It wasn't working for me. I wasn't happy, and neither was my mate. So I had to be responsible and say, yeah, that's not going to work. That's not a good excuse. That's not me being accountable. And if I don't want this man to walk out my life, I better get my shit together. I keep coming back to the same statement. You got to get your stuff together. If you want growth, then you cannot stay stagnant. So I do agree with it, but I also want to say I will call people out on those people who will treat everybody else in the world great and go home and dog the person they say they love.
That part.
Talk that shit. Talk that shit.
Yes.
Bullshit better spend all the time you can with your spouse and cherish it because life is short. Go ahead, Louis.
Yeah, I feel like he was on point with like certain things he said. I was trying to like kind of like listen to what she was saying too and what she added. And I just feel like you know, you can't stay the same. It's impossible to stay the same. Well, like I get it. Like you don't want to just change your authentic self, but you have to be willing to grow. That's the whole point of you choosing somebody that you feel is somewhat better than you in a way. or have certain qualities that you haven't mastered yet. You choose this person because they help make you become the best version of yourself. You know what I'm saying? I feel like people do lie on that, like, oh, when you met me, I was wearing it. Well, that was how I met you, but that don't mean that I want everybody else to be open for everybody else to be able to have a part of it. That's why I chose you to bring you in this world, so you wouldn't have to dress like that no more. You got me now, so like you don't have to do all that. You caught what you was looking for. Because to me, if you still dressing that same way, that means you're not necessarily protecting the what you're representing, which is me. You feel what I'm saying? It's the same way if I was out here popping my thing at every female I seen that looked good. But when I met you and I popped my thing at you and I got you, right? That mean I shouldn't stop popping my thing like I was popping my thing because that's how you met me, right? No. If I was popping my thing and I got what I was popping my thing for, it ain't no reason for me to pop my thing no more at nobody because I got what I was popping my thing for. And it's the same way with you, with fucking, with dressing, with everything else. If you got what you say you was looking for when you was popping your thing, then like, man, why you still gotta be doing all that? Like,
okay, so what's popping your thing? When
you know what
say,
popping your thing is.
you just
That's
made
all
it
I
sound.
got to say. Y'all know what popping y'all thing is. Y'all already
You
know
just
how
made a slogan, huh?
y'all know what y'all
Right,
do to catch that. Y'all know what y'all do be catching them in. Y'all know what y'all be doing.
popping your thing. Okay.
Yeah, y'all know.
I gotta stop popping my thing.
Yeah, y'all know.
All right.
You
Ricky,
know,
is you here with us?
Yeah, I'm here.
Wait a minute. Marcia said, say that shit, Chairman. Your man should get the best version of you.
KJ, what are you saying? What we put?
We already had fake comments.
Yeah, Ricky.
It seems like all of these topics tonight have kind of been.
We can't hear you. God knew you was finna lie. No.
Not too much on that. God don't play about me, okay? Nah, but I feel like all the topics tonight kind of went together, or we keep circling.
Yes, growth, about growth. Yeah.
Because this goes to the other one that we was talking about the change. You do know how somebody is when you meet them, and you do have to. Again, this is why I say you have to accept people how they are. Like, are you willing to deal with that person if they don't change? I don't think that it's a relationship killer because they say this is how you met me. You knew how I was. Of course, I knew this. And the issue that we run into with that is I knew this, and I knew that I thought that I could change you into what I wanted you to be. That's the issue with that. Don't try to change nobody for how they are. Either accept them how they are or keep it pushing. But with that, I really want people to really, really look at themselves and say, hey, would I want my son or my daughter to date this version of me?
Yeah.
Would you be okay with your son or your daughter dating that version of you? How you are in that moment, how you act, all of that. Would you want your son or your daughter to be like, would you be like, you would be the perfect person for your child? And if you like no, then you need to change some things about you. You should be trying to change some things about you every day. But look, hey, for real quick story, real quick. I was at work.
Man, I tell your story, Rick. Not just playing.
No, for real. I was at work and one of my coworkers, I don't really get along with her, like to that level. We're cordial, we cool. So she was like, I pray for all my coworkers. She's like, I just tell God I pray for my coworkers. I'm like, I'm gonna need you to make my prayer specific because put my name in it. And she literally prayed for me, right? I was in the car driving right before I came home, and a car literally ran into the back of another car right next to me. When I say that car missed me by an eyelash and it should have hit me head, like ran dead into the back of me, I said that wasn't nothing but God. And it was just funny that happened like that. It wasn't funny, but it was. I don't play about God, and don't be playing with me about God, because hey, look, that's my boy. But go ahead.
All right, Stacy.
What did she just do?
What?
I just know that your tongue is very powerful. So whatever you speak into existence Hey, you better be careful. So if you're not willing to change and this is how I am, or you make me like this, so that you're not willing to grow. So if you're going to stay like that, that's you. You being a stupid ass. So the thing is, when somebody else is growing and they meet somebody else on that higher level, then hey, you missed out. That part.
All right. Marcia said Louis for president. Change is good, especially for someone who is worth it. All right, KJ.
Yeah, I
Louis
think
for president.
who I forgot who said it. I think Tara said it. I think sometimes being in a relationship is a job. And you take criticism on the job, and imagine telling somebody you work for at the job, hey, this is just me. You can't make me any better. And like Ricky said, these about a lot of these topics have been about acceptance of yourself so that you can improve yourself. And if you meet somebody and they are saying, hey, I'm like this and I don't want to change, then you can't change. But you might meet somebody, they might not be where you at, but they might have the mindset and have the emotional intelligence to be able to accept change for the betterment of themselves. So hopefully that's what everybody's able to do. Accept change for the betterment of yourself.
Like that stuff, man. All right, yeah, we finna get out. Hold on, let me get to
So
this.
that wasn't even a light skin comment. All right, you bet cool in my book.
Hey, listen, y'all, before I do the speak your truth, man, I want to say rest in peace, Cass, man. I met him with Louis, me and Stacey and Louis when we was they was doing their performances and stuff at the Arch. I don't know how he passed, but I seen a lot of people talk about it. It's just like been a lot of deaths. So rest in peace to him. Rest in peace to Keyshawn. He was one of the actors also that was going to be in this film that we was doing or whatever, and he passed away too. So in these past 2 weeks. So rest in peace to him.
And what about all these other people they've been finding on the south side and stuff? Yeah. And y'all see that they dug up bodies and things? Did y'all see that?
They see that is misinformation. They did not find one body.
Why are they talking about they found dug up 2 bodies? See,
they didn't find not one body.
I couldn't do it.
They didn't find no bodies, and they no airplane crash into all this. Okay, take notes.
Yeah, okay, I'm gonna come to you. I forgot. Ricky got all the stories, that part. But yes, rest in peace to all the people and the loved ones.
Yeah, rest in peace, Cass, man. He seemed super cool. What I bet he just full of like, man, I wish I got to work on some music with him and everything too. Louis, you got anything to say about Cass before we go to speak?
Yeah, man, that's a good brother, man. He always represented for hope and peace, and he had a big song that Wicked Films was really trying to push on the platform, like that day that we came out there and recorded, and he was doing a lot of big numbers, and then he had a natural occurrence. He was kind of, I guess, I think he was a little sickly, so he had a natural death. So, we came out last night and we saluted the brother. We celebrated for a contribution for Cass. He was from Centerville, native home or whatever. So we put on, we performed, and everybody tried to, come out and show love. So salute to the family, you know what I'm saying? Salute to Hope and Peace and Miss Queen and everybody who put that together, T-Baby and Missy and everybody. So, may he rest in heaven.
Yeah, we got a comment. I don't know why the comment won't show up. We got a comment from Anna Nicolette. She said, Mr. Rest in Peace, Bella Boy Cass with prayer hands up at the store. So, all right, man, we finna get to speak your truth. Let's get it.
This is Justin. We have a breaking news you don't want to miss. Coming up next, UnCensor The Conversation podcast presents Speak Your Truth. In this powerful segment, our dynamic panel consisting of G Soldier, Ms. Busy Boss, Tara Michelle, Tone Bone, Ricky, and Gateway Louis takes center stage, as each one of them will speak their truth, sharing stories from the news that moved them, discussing hot topics that demand attention, or offering uplifting motivational messages to inspire us all. Get ready for raw, unfiltered perspectives and heartfelt moments. Back to you, Lacey.
All right, Ricky, speak your truth and let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
I got a few things coming up, like surgery.
Like surgery.
No, for real, I'm having surgery on my knee.
You having your surgery?
I'm not putting all of the information out there.
I'm gonna pray for you.
Good. Make my prayer specific. Say my name.
Okay. Say my name. Say my name. I will.
Okay. I just want people to be a little more cautious when they out here driving, because there was some scary shit. No lie. And it's too many. Measles are real, people. Measles are real. If you haven't been vaccinated, get it. And just watch people with bumps everywhere. They probably got it. I wasn't saying that to be funny. I was dead serious. Also, life is short. So if you find somebody that's worth rocking it out with, then make it work with them. Change some things about yourself to make it better. Compromise is a beautiful thing. I don't want y'all to think that I'm always goofy. All right, I am. But be true to who you are. And if you start changing your core values to try to make it into what somebody else wants, you're not being true to you, and that will never last. Do the work that you need to do to be the betterment of yourself, fix you so that you can help other people. With that being said, love, peace, and her grease. Ricky gotta go. Ricky out.
All right. Thanks, and speak your truth and let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Okay, let me see. I want everybody just to sow and grow in their relationship. You know what I'm saying? Don't waste time. Make the time worth it. Okay. No, but y'all listen. So we are doing our thing on What's the Word Radio Vision, y'all. I want y'all to check Miss Busy Boss out with relationship thoughts. I will be interviewing different people about their relationships, and mainly artists that have love songs and things. So just check me out. Look for me. I got some big things popping coming up. Here I'll be doing some traveling, trying to figure out which location for my Chick-fil-A and all that. I'm doing some big things, y'all, and I want to help my people. So just look out. That part. Love y'all.
All right, KJ.
I can be the manager there.
Speak your truth, KJ. Let them know where they can find you. You got anything coming up?
Ricky, what?
My truth is going to be something my brother told me. We're talking about change, and a lot of times change is scary because you try to change too much at once. Sometimes just change a little bit at a time. The reason why some of us, when you do make a change, you're making too big of a change. If you want to change how you eat, just start one thing at a time. You don't have to just cut everything out right now. You want to start exercising, start just a little bit at a time, and then build yourself up to more. Be consistent and be intentional and walk. If you're moving toward it, God is going to bring it to you. I'm out.
All right. And hold on, who the heck is this? Somebody named Mike said, "What's up?" Big Mike said, "What's up, Unc?" And he says, "Dude look like Doc Rivers, Dad." KJ, you do look like Doc Rivers a little bit now. All right, Louis, speak your truth and let them know where they can find you at. You got anything coming up?
Yes, sir, man. What it do is Gateway Louis, man. Gateway Louis, that's how it's spelled, but it's Lou Energy all day. Give your people they flowers while they here. Life ain't promised. You gotta take a moment to, cherish the people that's in your life. Because at any given moment, it can happen without notice. So I just want to put that out there. Outside of that, like I said, rest in peace, Cash, and to the family and everything that's going on. Hope and peace, Miss Queen, T-Baby, Missy, man, we appreciate y'all for doing that for the brother. Centerville, y'all know, stand up. What's the word? What's the word? Radio Vision. Salute Stacy. Stacy doing her thing, man. Go check Stacy out on What's the Word Radio Vision. I most definitely be tapping in, doing my segment of So St. Louis Radio Show this week, so y'all can tap into that. Cowboy coming 420. You know, it's discrepancies with a lot of different things. So man, y'all stay tuned to who gonna be opening up and doing shows, because you know, Hope and Peace got a lot of things going on. It's gonna be at Bottoms Up. So you know, it's gonna be a big show. So man, check it out, and I'll catch y'all, man. It's Gangsta Love, Louis.
What's the word? What's the word?
All right. Hey, listen, man. I did a podcast earlier this week, and I was talking about stop tripping about the narrative that people make about you. You know what I'm saying? Tell people whatever a person told you about me, believe them. If you're not woman or man enough to find out for yourself, then do not let them people in your life anyway. So once you stop tripping off that, then you will stop giving people dominion over you, like for real. So other than that, man, stay tuned to it. You already know I got a lot of stuff popping, so just stay tuned. All right, yeah.
I love that.
That is the end of this show, man. We had a great show. We see y'all next week, man. Same bad time.
Boy, call me.
UnCensor The Conversation. Bars. We off this piece. Good night, everybody.
Good night. Bye-bye.